Hey everybody, I'm so sorry. My phone cut off, so I apologize for having to do another video. I have so much stuff I have to get off of my phone, so I only have like a 10-minute window before my phone fills up. So continuing on, if we look at Darmstadt, you can walk through the Google Maps if you want, but Darmstadt, I remember driving through Darmstadt a couple times and was astounded at how, I don't want to say ugly it is, but in that case, it kind of is. It's very square. This area, I don't really know where I'm at, but if we just keep kind of going through the Google map, you just see some very unassuming buildings. You know, well, that one's, I think, was fine, but like, knowing what we know now, if we were able to rebuild certain things with the technology that we have, we could create some amazing, beautiful architecture. So a place like Poland actually cared enough for its people, its culture, and its history to rebuild this. And then as you have seen throughout, you know, wandering some of the streets through Germany, you can see this completely different feel to it. Very boxed, very square. It doesn't have the angles and the points for most of the architecture. So it is really different. Now, obviously this was Western Germany. Eastern Germany, you're gonna find a lot of the Eastern Bloc. If we go to Marzahn, sorry, Marzahn, Berlin, this is where a lot of your communist architecture went in during the mid-century. Now, let's see if we could play around here for a second. Now, why I'm saying this is because it's kind of important to know that what historical places that hold a lot of significance and value to a certain country or culture is being destroyed, and the question is, what is going to be replaced? So my question is, what is going to be replaced in Lahaina? I've been watching the slow destruction in Seattle that is this rebuilding of the new architecture. And it is ugly, it is hideous, it is a form of modern communism. Let's try, I'm gonna see if I can find it. So, where are we at? Street view. So if we look, like in my own neighborhood, well, I don't live in Lower Queen Anne, but this is just a great example. I've been watching all these historic apartment complexes be torn down, and they're being rebuilt with this. I was watching this a little bit in Germany the few times I've gone back afterwards. It's being rebuilt to that. Obviously this is taken during all this construction. So, you know, we had a lot of this style type of architecture, a little bit better looking than this specifically, but a lot of brick, and all of that's getting wiped out to be, to have all of the new stuff being built in, which will be part of our 15-minute cities and such. So my encouragement to the people of Maui and Lahaina, as well as American citizens, is to demand to your politicians or whoever is in charge of rebuilding that stuff. Perfect example, historic building, all that, I'm shocked that one's still there, but you know, that was across the street here, and now it's this modern junk that looks like garbage. But this is your new climate pledge arena. Oh, actually, if you want to see a 15-minute city, this is a perfect example. This used to be a 4-lane road, right? We used to have parking on this side. Well, what they've done is they've taken out the left lane, so now it's technically more of a parking lane. We have now 1 car lane here for actual cars. This is a predominant bus lane, and this is like, because it's the key, I call it Key Arena, but Climate Pledge. This is kind of for the bus stops, but when you go further down some of these roads, it's actually a bike lane. So they're really trying to force everything by foot and bike and shove all of this traffic that used to be a problem when we still had 3 lanes of driving and 1 parking lane. Yeah, you can see here, bike lane, 1 car lane, 1 bus lane, and a parking lane. So it does shift as you go through. You know, the biking lanes can turn or change, and then it changes into a parking spot. But this is what they're doing. And it's really frustrating and annoying. So we have biking on both sides. This used to be a 2-way road. Now it's a 1-way street. So it's a clusterfuck and a mess, because especially in shitty winter of Seattle, nobody, especially all these techies, are not going to be walking and biking in the rain to go to downtown to go to work. So I wanted to show this because there is something in my gut that is happening to Lahaina. And the question is, are people getting misplaced or displaced for something to come in? Are they wiping out architecture? Is there spiritual gates? Is there something underground? Is there something at the harbor? What is going on and what is happening? Are they wiping out the spirituality? Do they want to wipe out the history to really, you know, rape the last little bits of any sort of cultural significance to any of the Hawaiian people to start rebuilding their beautiful New World Order communist modern architecture? So, you know, you look at the sky, all this crap looks the same. It's the same, every skyline will look the same. And then I wish I could, I don't know Marzahn, I didn't actually go there, but my ex-husband did a lot of research through his master's thesis on Marzahn and the communist architecture. And there's communist blocks here. And if you kind of look, let's see if we can get a little closer to this one. You know, it's like, it's once again just uninspiring, one shape. I mean, you got 2 shapes, squares and rectangles. It doesn't look that far off from something like this. And anybody who knows anything about architecture, we have the intelligence and the technology to be creating a lot more beautiful things. So my hope is, and I might even actually write a letter to Lahaina, that it should be within a city ordinance and a policy that they must rebuild that town. Obviously it's going to be with new wood and new, you know, concrete and all that, but they should restore it to how it looked. And because you know why? Eastern Europe and Poland is the perfect example of that. They're beautiful towns that looked like this, looked like that, and then they rebuild it to look culturally significant. I actually want to look up, let's do this. Antique photo of Warsaw, Poland. Let's see what we can find, if we can find anything. Let's see how good, oh, you know what? That's actually pretty good. I wonder if this is the square that has the mermaid in it. They did a pretty good job. I mean, if we expand that out, that looks, oh, let me get rid of this. This is Hanover. Oh shit, no. Okay, so that looks pretty good. If we do Warsaw, Poland, go to images. I wonder if that's the square with the market. Yeah, let's take a look here. I've been to Warsaw a few times, so I kind of know my way around a little bit, but that's the rebuilt post-World War II. And here is a nice antique photo. I wish there was a year on that, because you never know. This could be like from, well, I don't know. All this was rebuilt, I think, in the 50s. Oh, okay, here we go. Dated 1915. Look at that. So if you live in Lahaina or Maui, you should use this as an example to your city council, your mayors, or whoever is in charge. And I'm saying this because we have to understand the Masons are the builders of the world, at least the Western world, and that has not changed, okay? So they're wiping out a lot of their old, I mean, the Masons were brilliant builders. I mean, nobody's gonna look at this and be like, oh, it's ugly, but you know, they're rebuilding their new era, their new age of architecture. And it doesn't have to be that way. And hopefully there could be enough fight back to get the restoration of history. I don't know. I at least, you know, as somebody that that sells antiques, it's really, really devastating to see when all this history is just being wiped out and destroyed. I mean, modern communism, World War, or, you know, mid-century communism, there really is not a big difference there. It's all piece of shit buildings. I'm actually going to do a separate video on this because most of these communist buildings actually were only meant to last about 40 to 80 years. So when you look at places like Europe that built these structures in the 14 and 1500s and they're still up, I mean, you're going to have to do some refurbishing, which is normal. But let's hope Lahaina can be rebuilt and restored to how it was. Thank you for listening, liking, subscribing. I hope this is helpful to give you a visual viewpoint of where we need to go. And safe or light, love, safe prayers to all in Maui for those who have survived and passed. And stay well. Bye-bye.